Well, last year, Apple announced universal control at their WWDC conference. And thankfully, it just came out. And basically, what it allows you to do is just using one device with a keyboard and mouse, you can essentially control all your other devices. But I think rather than telling you, I'm just going to demonstrate it. So I have a mouse here. It's connected to my MacBook Pro. And what I'm going to do is, if we have a look, I'm going to pop it over to the iMac here, open up this keynote, and then I'm going to bring it all the way back across to my MacBook, across to my iPad where I have Procreate open. I'm going to grab this drawing that I made earlier, drag it across the MacBook into the iMac, and drag it straight into the keynote. Just like that. So I'm going to show you how to set this up, what devices can use it, and that's pretty much it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So there's not much of a catch when it comes to this. Essentially, all you need is a device with the latest macOS software, which at the moment is 12.3. And if you want to use it with an iPad, then you need the latest iPad software or iPadOS software, which is 15.4. And essentially that's it. You don't need anything with an M1 chip. You don't need any specific device. It should just work as long as all your devices are running the most recent version of their software. Again, this doesn't work with iPhones or anything. It's just macOS and iPadOS right now. But I'm going to show you how to set it up, so let's just take a look. So first, you just have to head into your system preferences, head over to displays. And if you've updated it recently, you'll notice that now there's a little section called Universal Control right here. So click into that, and you'll notice it's all turned off by default. And once we switch it on, we can switch on pretty much all the little kind of bits of universal control that let this work perfectly and to its most optimum. An interesting thing is here as well is even though this is now out, everything still says beta next to it. And for good reason, because this hasn't been the most seamless experience that I've had. But when it does work, it works so well. It's honestly nuts. One other thing you need is all the devices need to be logged into your iCloud account. You can't do this if they're all logged in separately. They all need to be under the same account. So you'll notice it's already picked up that the iPad Air is here already because I've connected to it before. But to connect it, you just go down to Add Display, and you'll see there's now a new section called Link Keyboard and Mouse. And then your devices are here. So I'm going to hit the M1 Mac. It shows up just like that. It's really that easy to set up. I think this is quite a cool feature, I've got to be honest. And one that I'm really excited to see how developers take advantage of in the future. One thing that's worth noting, if you're moving files and things around, especially from a MacBook or iMac over to an iPad, you have to make sure on the iPad side you have an app open that's able to receive whatever it is you're dropping over. So for example, if you just want to be able to move files and things across, you have to make sure you have the Files app open on your iPad for it to be able to receive them. But other than that, that's kind of it. I think what makes this really quite interesting is if you have an iPad and you don't have any sort of keyboard, then this kind of negates the need for a keyboard because you can just use whatever one is on your other computer. And similarly, it kind of negates the need for AirDrop as well because, well, you can just drag and drop things across. So I'm really excited to see how this is used in the future and to see what apps and software take advantage of it and how they can implement it. If you have any questions about universal control whatsoever, leave them down in the comments. I'll make sure to answer them as soon as I can. But other than that, thank you so much for checking out the video. My name's Robin. If you liked it, how about hitting a like? And if you really liked it, how about you consider subscribing because, well, we're going to do a lot more videos just like this one.